Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating it's Sunday, May 27th, 2018. In both the Lynn Life and the Jamie Body Mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions, and all other souls from all other dimensions, as long as the souls are already living by the Search for Truth rules given to the Search for Truth community by wiser minds above all of us, and are already contributing more to completing the many Search for Truth assignments given to the Search for Truth community by wiser minds above all of us than the souls are taking or using or borrowing in Search for Truth resources. We've accumulated a lovely collection, a bouquet of symptoms that we believe to be important messages. And we're having a bit of a hard time getting anybody to accept the delivery of the message. So we're going to use the powerful healing session opportunity in an attempt to deliver the messages to whatever souls they belong to, whoever they belong to, because our job as a collective, the Search for Truth job, is to put reality on the table, which is almost always inconvenient, and help presences who are supposed to be dealing effectively with that reality to become aware of the reality. And with that, the formally videoed portions of today's efforts begin.
Merging in more deeply, leaning to the right, bifurcating again for all of us who really want to do what it actually takes to evacuate the even deeper, denser dimensions to the Search for Truth central axis. All others along the way, restating the intention. What now? To heal the root causes of the repeated rotation of the energy body to the left, both horizontally and vertically in the alignment. To heal the root causes of the message of the thumbs and the knuckles, unworkability in the thumbs and the knuckles. To heal the root causes of the problems with the teeth and the gums, and to heal the root causes of forgetting to breathe and numbness in the feet, and whatever those symptoms represent, so as to evacuate the even deeper, denser dimensions. What now? What do we do now? I can feel pan below the feet, sending up those souls that look like dead children, small dead souls, and they have little suitcases with them. And he's pitching them up as fast as he can, sending them up towards us. And we can send them up the back of the pillar as high as we're able to get to right now, to the highest presence we're able to connect to right now, who really wants to evacuate the even deeper, denser dimensions. And asking them about the message of the thumbs and the knuckles, the message of unworkability in the thumbs and the knuckles. Because what it seems to be is that now the thumbs and knuckles are back to the level of unworkability that they had when Ra's team was like the leading team here at the Search for Truth. And so my question is, for whom is the message? For whom is the message, and will you accept delivery of the message? Anybody up there? For whom is the message? And the question goes up, merging in, sending it up. For whom is the message of the unworkability of the thumbs and the joints?
Just to demonstrate, thumbs are supposed to bend like this.
Yes.
And this thumb currently doesn't bend like that. It just doesn't do it. That's what
true.
we're talking about.
That's true.
It doesn't do it.
That's true. It's not.
Unless we're working outside in nature, and then it does. It works in a natural environment, and it doesn't work inside the house. It works in natural environments and doesn't work in unnatural environments.
That's true.
It's an interesting pattern.
Yeah, it is.
We think it means that the plans that are being considered upstairs don't work unless they're including the nature realms in the plan.
That's true.
That's what we think.
That's what I think.
That's our best guess.
And when I look up the pillar following the tail of the message as it goes up, what it looks like is layers of aspect of the wizard's soul, an aspect of another soul that might be a loose soul, stacked on top of each other, layer on layer on layer on layer. And the messages seem to be hitting all of them as it goes up. And it's very inconvenient.
It is, but it's still the case. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
The only time the thumb works is when we're outside working in nature, and then the thumb works.
That's true.
It doesn't work any other time, only when we're outside working in nature.
That's true.
I'm sorry.
Will anyone up there accept receipt for the message?
Oh, they're running away from it.
It's really clearing, though. We can get a lot of these dead children pumping up in the spaces where they were, kind of clogging the pillar.
Follow them. They're showing the way to clearer spaces.
That's true. You can follow them up.
Follow them.
Pumping. What it looks like, and I could be wrong, is that when the dead children blow up through this level, they take with them little banners of the message of unworkability in the thumbs and knuckles, and as they're going up through the less dense dimensions, the layers of dimensions, just holding these banners, these little kids, all of these big presences upstairs start to run away from the pillar, like they're scared of these children holding banners.
That say something about the nature realms being important.
That's true.
That's all they're saying.
Yeah, that's true.
It only works when we're in the nature realms. It doesn't work any other time. And that's an interesting message, and it's been here for several months.
That's true.
For whom is the message?
For whom is the message? Now the pillar is clearer and there's a lot of dead children moving up the back. Well, what about the message of the teeth and the gums? Sending up the message of the problems in the teeth and the gums. For whom is this message?
And again, friends, we know that you probably already know this, but there are a lot of psychics in this dimension of ground zero who are having problems with teeth and gums.
That's
There's
true.
a pattern of psychics having problems with teeth and gums.
That's true.
That's what we mean by the message of the teeth and gums, the pattern of psychics having problems with teeth and gums. For whom is the message, and will you accept delivery?
In many layers up and down the pillar, I hear sounds like people trying to hide evidence.
Yes.
In some layers, it sounds like they're trying to set paper on fire. In some layers, it sounds like dragging dead bodies around the back of a house. In other layers, it sounds almost like catching flocks of birds in nets and pulling the flocks of birds underwater. Who will accept delivery of the message of the teeth and gums? And it's true what that presence was saying earlier, that a lot of psychics are having this symptom, so it's not a small contained case, it's a widespread case.
Maybe we can reach to higher dimensions now. We can try.
That's what it feels like. Merging the pillar more deeply and stretching up and pulsing the dead children up higher, really intending to get up to the highest dimension we can connect with right now. And still sending up the message of the teeth and gums, because that's very clearing. Sending up the message of the teeth and the gums. It really doesn't feel like anybody is willing to accept receipt about the teeth and the gums, and none of the presences who hear the message seem surprised by it.
No, they all know about
Everybody seems to know about it.
It's possible that they're all thinking that surely this must be for somebody else to solve.
That could be the feeling.
And hello, my old friend, feeling that this must be for somebody else to solve.
Oh, I know that feeling.
We know that feeling well. And what's been helpful in this community is to just acknowledge that surely there are others who are better equipped to deal with these problems than we are, but until somebody starts doing it better elsewhere, consistently better, consistently elsewhere, that we'll do our best. We'll do what we can do. We'll start where we are, use what we have, do what we can to solve the problems. And we find that there's a lot that we can do. Is
That's
anybody
true.
willing to just start somewhere to solve the problem that is impacting the teeth and gums of psychics in this dimension and presumably many other dimensions as well? Is anybody willing?
I hear a popping open sound at the top of the pillar.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible what we're starting to see is a child in a
Mhm.
really high up dimension.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like she's maybe 6,
Mhm.
maybe 7.
Mm-hmm.
And she's playing with toys, what look like little figurines.
Mm-hmm. I'll send up the dead children up to her. We can evacuate up to her. That's a high room.
That's true.
We can fill her room with dead children from the depths.
That's true.
She probably won't hurt them.
No, and to her they look like little sparkles coming out of the carpet.
Mm-hmm. She thinks it's great.
It's really, really great.
Mm-hmm.
Sending them up, as many as we can get up right now while the top of the pillar is open that high up.
Mm-hmm.